Hello, and welcome back to Sakuramoyu, and let's get started with today's read-through. Nagai. Waking up from a very long memory.
大丈夫
I muttered to myself alone.
大丈夫君のことを絶対一人ぼっちになんてさせないよ
The yakusoku I once gave to you. I once promised that to you, but
一人ぼっちになってしまったのは君じゃなく私の方だ
my lonely sighs were simply swallowed by the sound of the clock. Yoru no O. Huh? I, Kanade Taiga, gripped the device and muttered after finishing a call with a girl named Kuro. I'm trying to sort out the story I had just heard over the denwa, a bit in my own way. Give me a second. I forgot to do something. All right, welcome back. Oh man, something happened to the other machine translated the other one. So now we're so back with this way of machine translation. So well, long story short, for some reason, you guys will see in the next scene, it's going to try to load a particular sprite. And when that sprite loads, it crashes on the other version of Sakuramoyu. I had to start the game from scratch. I mean, well, at least we're using a completed save file game, so we could directly start with Kuro's route. But like, holy shit, man. Well, yeah. So we're back to the same experience that we have with Otomeki. We'll see this text box. It's back. It's so back. Anyway, let's it should be readable enough, I guess. Yoru no Jo'o, huh? After finishing her call with a girl who called herself Kuro. What do you mean Masa clenched up the device and muttered to himself? Yeah, okay, I probably need to do something here. I'll be right back. I have to probably get the names and all that sort of thing. You know, the VMDB stuff. I'll be right back. Forgot. It's been a while since I touched this. Since I touched the lunatranslator. Yeah. Okay, I haven't figured out how to solve that. I want to get started with actually reading. We could figure things out. You know. Oh wow. Okay, let's go. I'm trying to sort out what I had just heard over the denwa in my own way.
誰もが俺を憎悪する。そうして俺の魔法は初めて俺の夢を叶えてくれる。めちゃくちゃに絡まり合った糸はそのようにして解きほぐされていく必要があるんだよ。
Bro, that guy is so powerful as the Yoru no man. That the other version of the game we were playing, it just broke. Yeah, that is just straight up a power move. Jesus Christ, man. I don't know how Taiga does it, man. Well, that's the power of the Saigo no Maho that he used to become the Yoru no Jo'o. Yoru no O. In Kuro's story, that child said so. As the Yoru no Jo'o, I'm erased by my fellow Mao Shoujo every single time. Like threads intertwining through the Yoru, the possible time worlds that have emerged began to vanish one by one, and he prayed for it. I tried to untangle the threads that were hopelessly knotted. He tried to untangle the threads that were hopelessly knotted together. It was because I tangled myself up in mischief too much, spreading far too much sadness along the way. That thread mainly refers to the Maho, used to save Hiragi Haru. It mischievously divides into branches of unfortunate timelines. Hiragi Haru died, and I followed her example by throwing my own life away, leaving only a surplus of despair for those left behind. Wait. I know I'm doing a lot of changes here. We have no choice because this is so annoying. We had to do this, man. Okay, I am back. All right, this is almost the same situation we had with Otomeki, but how this works out now. Besides that, it's Kuro. That girl sacrificed her own life to chase after me. Soka. Ah, well, I guess so. complex web of thoughts and interaction, time and space, intertwined in a tangled mess. That Akumu, born at the edge of the world, in such a time, the Yoru no Jo, Yoru no O. Jesus, I've been using Yoru no Jo a lot. Now it's the O, because it's back to the king. Like unraveling tangled threads, the unfortunate possibilities world fade away. Doing that is also a punishment for himself. That boy thought and prayed like that. Punishing yourself means denying everything you've done in your life so far. Erasing myself means erasing all the time I've chosen up until now. To converge each and every one of those worlds I created, I must have lived through countless iterations of them. Okay, so the common routes is part of Taiga, part of the thing that Taiga needed to do so he could gain enough things that he could use as to pay for the price of becoming the Yoru no O. Okay. Kinda ended Taiga. That's right. This world, this time is. That's right. The war between the Yoru no O and the LMAO shoujo has always ended in the girl's victory. Each time the boy lost his life, and perhaps he returned that life, Inochi, to Kuro. Could there still be stories hidden somewhere in this world that I don't know about? Thinking about it, it's complicated after all. It's just too much. Ah, that's right. Certainly the threads of times are hopelessly tangled. Because of that Yoru no singularity in time and space, everything is all messed up, tangled together. I can't even tell what started it all, or which thread was the original one anymore. The tangled threads must have unraveled before they can be used properly. Someone has to do it. That's why. それは That's precisely why.
最低最悪な形で死んでしまいたい。
I guess I held on to that Yume and made it a reality. Just by existing, I made everyone who was kind to me suffer. It might just be a result of a series of unfortunate coincidences. Determinism is just an after-the-fact rationalization. There's no unseen purposes in this world, just the results that always remain. That kind of perspective, that way of seeing the world, is possible in its own way. It's right, but it isn't accurate. The world, space, and even possibilities are vast across multitude of meanings. The world changes depending on the person's heart. But no matter how or why, the current reality remains unchanged. Because of the existence of that thing, the kind people were plunged into the depths of misfortune because they were too kind. That boy had become a man just like that. Even without malice, people can sometimes bring misfortune upon others. All I see is the world's reflection, the evil within me. Ikemuna that only interferes with people's shiawase. I can't even forgive my own existence for something like this. I want to punish myself. I wish I'd never been born. It felt like a very heavy punishment. One that weighed me down so much. What the hell? Wait, give me a second. Okay. Yeah, there was a bug in the prompt. Anyway, to translate this. Hatred by those you love, resented in the end, and killed. He too lived, yearning for affection and gasping for air amidst his loneliness. Therefore, there's no fitting price, no more fitting price, no better way to end it all for that Yume. The fact that I'm alive right now, it feels like proof that the boy's Nagai actually reached his destination. I close my eyes. Beyond that darkness, Sakura. The sakura petals are floating down. In that scene, it feels like I was listening to Ota of someone's life, someone nameless.
これは
This is a story about searching for happiness. This is the story for your life. The sakura also fades into the yoru. So that you never had to grieve again. Now pull the trigger. To say that single, Mashiro. Orewa. I've been told countless times that I'm going to die. I slowly open my closed eyelids. Wait, I changed my prompt again because I really want to see the speaker. A while ago we were outputting the speaker's name. There was a bug earlier. Jesus Christ. It's so awkward that we're so back in this kind of problem. This man. Oh well. A single petal of sakura dancing in the yoru. Ah, indeed. Oh shit. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Okay, I made a mistake there. I was trying to... I'll be right back. I had to roll back. This is so annoying, man. Alright.
これは
This is a story about searching for happiness. This is a story for your life. Sakura also fades into the yoru, so that you never had to grieve again. Now pull the trigger. To save only Mashiro. Orewa. I've been told countless times that I'm going to die. I slowly open my closed eyelids. A single petal of Sakura dancing in the yoru. Huh. Indeed. Yeah, I don't know why when the moment you see the dot on top of that, it is really breaking the prompt. Oh wait, because the prompt hasn't taken into effect. Let me try to quickly translate what this means. So it could. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see the text, what it means. A single kanju is gripped tightly in my palm. A single handgun, if you're not familiar with what kanju is. Indeed, your story, your feeling has reached me now. I stared at the kanju. I was gripping tightly, thinking, well then, what's it going to be, Karede Taiga? Could I, of all people, pull the trigger on this Maho? Having finished talking with Kuro now. Yeah. By the way, this is the guy. This is the dude Kuro was talking to. So now, in case you forgot, this is the guy who's yeah, this is the guy. This is the 30-year-old quote unquote Kanade Taiga. Everything has been rewritten. Certainly, here is. Oh, okay. Jesus Christ, the translation. It designed to say designed to output that. Wait, I need to tell Gemini about this because I'm asking Gemini to create the system prompts for me. This is so painful, man. This is so painful. I don't know if I this is so painful, man. If I had access to like fucking the files, the text, I would have probably translated the whole thing myself, but I don't. Maybe I can figure out how to work on it, but right now it's. Yeah, we are so close to this, and I'm just waiting for like the translation and all that. A single kanju. Oh wait, is this the right one? Oh no, it didn't translate the. Oh, okay. So this is more like a issue of the text translator. It's having an issue with the text it was trying to. Oh man, this is the exact game that is going to have a hard time trying to read. I'm trying to read the original text that it tried to extract. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. This it's having a hard time reading any of those dots. The worst case scenario, I might have to rely on OCR. I don't want to use it. I don't want to use OCR, man. That's way slower. Give me a second. I know this is gonna annoy you, man. Okay, this VN forced me to use the OCR, so let's hope this works out. It's true. I, Karede Taiga, could have at least made it to the meeting place with Mashiro alone, even if I was going to be killed by a random attacker. And then, the two of us escaped the Yoro no Kuni together. Oh, that's right. Wait. Let me fix the OCR region. Wait, no, oops. That was the wrong button. There you go. I walked the path. I'm remembering the path I've taken to get here, as if confirming each step along the way. From the Yoro. Okay, here we go. Having escaped from the Yoro no Kuni, or rather from the malicious adults who lived there. Wait. Kuro and Mashiro spent their lives together living out of the story flow. Oh, Taiga and Mashiro spent their lives together, living out of the story of love that they envisioned for themselves. You were always by my side. We were always just the two of us. I haven't felt lonely for even a moment anymore, but... However... Even so, that tiny sense of distance, that slight loneliness remained forever unchanged. Semi-transparent and ordinary humans. Even though we can see each other, we can't touch. In the long light together, there were many things that made it inconvenient to live side by side. Even so, I think it was still a happy life. When the season of flowers arrive, we will walk together through the town, its colors vibrant and alive. So I guess Taiga's imagining a life for those two were able to escape. I guess, you know, he's trying to think about like, what if they weren't able to they were able to kind of that Taiga was able to reach Mashiro. Okay. In the season, when the blue sky is high and the air is humid, I took you with me in the car, driving slowly to a distant sea. In a season where the world is filled with colors that seem to spill out like ripe fruit, when I can eat delicious things. I was sad that you couldn't eat delicious things. Oh, in the season overflowing with the worlds where bright colors spill and fall. I was sad that you couldn't eat delicious things. Was this also a gift that I gave to her? Or perhaps connecting, or perhaps it was because of the talent I was born with, to connect my own Yoru in reality. That's why, even as an adult, I could live on without ever forgetting Mashiro. Even in a season so cold and pure, when our bodies still shouldn't be able to find warmth together, it's strangely very warm. And once again, the season of flowers arrives. The time I spent with you never grew old. And Mashiro kept her promise, staying by my sides quietly until I became a doddering old man. I was happy. In the end, I held your hand, unable to touch you, and closed my heavy eyelids as if falling asleep. It was a light beyond what I could have ever imagined. Wait, there's a lot of weird things happening. Who, I wonder, ever said that happiness lies in nothing happening? Inside the book, inside the song. I couldn't recall where I had heard those words, but I could sense that, yes. They were certainly one of the answers to this world. But we always thought it was strange. The two of us. My LOM. I feel like I'm forgetting something important. That indescribable feeling had always remained within me. When we woke up next, we were all standing in the Yoru, and then we knew everything. No, I was taught by Yoru. We spent time together. The happy times we spent together were all made possible by an unknown someone. Matak. Having ended my life and returned to the Yoru with Mashiro. And now that I knew everything, I looked up at the sky, the Yozora, and let out a wry smile. He's too careless. Even at the very end, I will. If we don't prevent us from knowing the truth, then what we'll do next is already decided. Oh wait, if he didn't prevent us from knowing the truth, then what we'll do next is already decided. Okay, I guess that's how it works. Or maybe. Or perhaps like those who cherish you, we believe that even now, despite everything, we still did not hate you. As the Yoru no O, enemy to all humanity. That child, or rather, this has nothing to do with my will. Is it a kiseki granted by someone who lives in the Yoru? Perhaps there are many thoughts of those sleeping in that sakura. Thinking that way might not be so bad, I thought. Well, whatever it may be. It's decided. Help me. Tasukete. Mashiro and I, when we returned to the Yoru, we said that without thinking. Let's go see that girl. What is this? A tree? I don't understand. I always feel like we're forgetting something important. That's why I was wondering if it was okay for us to be happy just as we are. Somewhere deep down, there was just a tiny bit of unease. But it was good that I could remember. I feel refreshed. I said that to Mashiro, who returned to the Yoru with me hand in hand. It was something I couldn't simply say we were very good, but even so. If I were to finally realize it after everything was completely forgotten, and things had reached a point where there's no way to make amends. That's exactly it. That was an Akumu. You must have regretted so much. You couldn't even put into words.
そうだね。実は私もだよ。
Mashiro smiled, finally able to touch you and hold your hand. No longer just a semi-transparent figure.
私、幸せだった。
Mashiro looks up at me and says,
外の世界ではこうしてあなたと触れ合えなくてもそばにいられるだけで本当にね幸せだったんだよ。憧れだった恋することも叶えられたし、想像以上のそのお話をあなたと生きてこれた。
but Mashiro said,
でもね、もしもう一つだけ幸せなことを重ねられるのなら、
yeah.
私、あなたとの子供が欲しかった。
Base? Base? Mashiro gave a wry smile.
そんなのおかしいよね。
My LLM. Give me a second. I fucking hate I'm dealing with this shit right now, man.
だって外の世界じゃこうして触れられもしなかったのに、願う順番。だって外の世界じゃこうして触れられもしなかったのに、願う順番とかいろいろ変だなって自分でも思う。
Oh shit, man. The previous.
だって外の世界じゃこうして触れられもしなかったのに、願う順番とかいろいろ変だなって自分でも思う。
Okay, the correct ones, because in the outside world, I wouldn't have been able to touch it like this. I even think it's strange myself, wanting things in certain order. Okay, so it's also translating the previous text.
でもね、私はいつもそう願っていたの。あなたと一緒に新しい命をこの世界に迎えられたならって。それが私の決して叶うことのない夢だった。
This is a very God, I wish that were me moment. Mashiro said that, tightening her grip on my hand. Then she looked at the starry Yozara and whispered Moshi, smiling.
もしもだよ。あんな可愛い子が私たちに微笑んで、そしてね、お母さんってお父さんってそう呼んでくれたら、それは とっても幸せだろうなって思う。私も負けずに笑顔になれるかもしれない。
That's right. That might be a possibility. If it had been 3 instead of 2, maybe we could have had even more fun. Whole our time. Everything. Masha and I nodded at each other, holding hands slightly. Now then, let's think. Let's sozo. Where is the maho that will save him? The girl who brought happiness to us. The girl? I thought we were talking about Taiga, so that will save him. The boy who brought happiness to us. Yoru no Kuni, where everything we imagine comes true. How will we make the most of this place to achieve our Atarashi no Yume?
「やっと見つけた。
I heard a voice.
お願いします。どうかあの子を救ってください。
It should be, please save him. Turning around, I saw her. Always looking at only that child. Such a feeling was overflowing with tears. And she was looking down. That's Zai. The Yume no Netoko, Taiga's room. Oh no, this problem again. Translate. Alright, there we go. Okay, we figured out a way. And that's why back then, we considered various possibilities, and as a result, once again, each time I see that dot on the text. Wait, what? To save you, the only one. Shall we begin a new story? Masha and I released the hands we had been holding tightly. Just one more time. We had decided to part ways. Just a little more. Wait. Just a little more. I thought about the old stories that connected the present.
大丈夫。心配しないで。そんな顔しないでよ。私はもう寂しくないよ。
You said that with such a gentle smile. Back then, I thought of just one maho. I let go of the hand we only had just held.
もう私は寂しくなんてない。だってタイガ、あなたと生きたいっぱいの時間があるんだもん。だから安心して。いってらっしゃい。
Oh man, this fucking translation, why is it Ando Chiwa when we know it's Mashino? It's hallucinating. Okay, at least it kind of fixed it. Why did it translate as Chiwa? Please, I'm begging you. Absolutely, definitely help that girl. With those words of yours echoing in my heart. Wait, each time I see those dots, I have to... The message I was entrusted with, to be delivered, if I ever meet that child, press against my heart. Alright, I have to retranslate this. I paid a great price at Yoru. boarded the Densha, and decided to embark on my journey alone to a very distant time. Mashiro, me, then Kuro. What kind of light the child we three want to reclaim has lived? Oh wait, let me. I'm seeing those dots again. What kind of light did that child, whom the three of us long to reclaim, live? Because we saw most of it through the Yoru, where petals scattered.
あの子が私たちを取り戻してくれた手順を追って、あの子と同じようにして、今度は私たちがあの子を取り戻そう。
By the way, translate the girl.
そんな方法しか思いつけない。
Translate the girl to dude because we're talking about Taiga. I fucking hate when this problem with LLMs. That's the Maho we created. Maho. It's not something that can instantly summon miraculous events like a storybook. Masher said that Kisekis always begin with a tireless step, quietly and inconspicuously. Then she showed an unusually mature smile.
そういう風に、私はあなたと生きた人生の中で学んだよ。少しだけ。私はようやく少し大人になれたのかもしれないよ。
That girl helped us regain ourselves. Mashira said that following those steps is important. Yoru no Kuni, where everything you imagine becomes true. It might also be possible to rephrase it in this way. Suzoriku, which transforms the Maho into the strength of Kimochi that grows in our hearts, sadness, loneliness, those kind of emotions. Then, I need to gain something through the experience that's similar to his, in order to give the Maho we seek a form beyond our Suzoriku. And with the same Maho that I gain, I'll take him back. That means, first of all, I should trace the light that child lived. However, it was me who allowed the physical form of Kanade Taiga to wither away in the flow of time known as a lifespan. Even if Inochi exists within the Yoru, without a physical body, it cannot live outside the Yoru. That is the rule of this world. Oh, wait, give me a second. That's why Mashiro paid for it. She gathered materials at the end terminal station of time to create this body, almost exactly like the girl who helped me. Oh, so she essentially did. She's doing the thing that Hiyori did. Oh, okay. Hiyori's route has a purpose now.
いってらっしゃい、タイガー。私はここからあなたのことを、あなたたちのすべてをずっとここから応援してるね。
Mashiro smiled as she said that, then vanished into the distant Yoru. But, Gomen. It didn't work. Having traced the memories that led me to this point, I muttered. Give me a sec. And I can't help but feel pathetic about my own weakness. What? Wait, give me a second. It translate. I live as though tracing the path that blank and I had discussed. The road that Taiga had walked. Kanade Taiga. I know this means the Kanade Taiga. Let me see my reference. I have a reference. Mashiro. And Kanade. Why did I translate that? Why did you not translate my LLM? You have what the hell? It didn't translate Kanade Daiga and Mashiro. I live as though retracing the path that Mashiro and I had discussed, the road that Kanade Daiga had walked. Facing the lives of my Osana and Najimi together, awakening the Maho each of them kept hidden in their hearts. Wait. I prayed for it to be possible. But my LLM's no longer translating proper nouns. No, dameda. I remember everything. I remembered. I'm no hero. Wait, that's all? Oh, yeah, that is. I'm such a loser. Why is it no longer translating Kanade Taiga and all that sort of thing? What is happening to my LLM? I'm not that kind of person you admire, because I couldn't pull the trigger on the Maho like you could. It was scary. I was just so scared to get the Maho to save you. We believe we needed to grant the wishes of those girls, just like that girl did. But to save Hiragiharu, to shoot myself with a Kenji no Maho, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. The day after Haru took her own life, I agonized and stopped in my tracks. Wait, give me a second to translate this. I was supposed to be prepared for this, knowing that someday it would come to this. Even though I still had the Maho drawn as Kuro in my hand, it wasn't enough. I couldn't move an inch. I pressed the muzzle against my temple countless times. I tried to concentrate the strength in my fingertips. And no, I won't really die. It's just creating the next time world. And then I'll start walking again to help Haru. That's the start of it all. I shouldn't be scared like this, since I understand almost everything that's been true. Still, it's no good. It didn't work. It's not that courage that wells up, but just a whole lot of fear and tears. A day has passed. 2 days have passed. 3, 4, a week, a month, a year, 2 years. If it were me, if it were him, he had rescued Haru a long time ago. But what about me? Time passes in vain, but no matter how long it takes, I still can't use Maho. I was just agonizing, unable to take a step forward. Before I knew it, my heart had grown up, and I forgot everything. Everything about Yoru. And the first life in Mashiro. I even forgot about her. If I had been separated from her, that Kiseki wouldn't have happened to me. I forgot everything and became an adult, choosing to live as a teacher. That's probably the path I unconsciously chose because I was speaking into that girl's time, something I only realize now. This path wasn't meant for me. A job that takes up most of your life should be something you want to do. It's not necessarily what you can choose, but at the very least, You need to pick something you're good at. Thanks for the life advice. Don't worry, I like what I'm doing in my life, but it's sometimes a pain. But you should also think about that. If your work is fulfilling, 90% of life is happiness. I need to post that shit. Seen those words somewhere before. I guess that's something a pretty important person left behind for the people living in the future. Some people say that if it's the right path for someone, unpleasant people won't even appear on it. Yeah, you're right. Being a teacher, it's not really my thing. It's kind of the Taiga's thing. I'm just not good enough at things to pull it off. Living each day in gloom. Days when things don't go well. Days when you're bombarded with harsh words as if it were justice. Those are days that really chip away at your self-worth. Feeling drained by a sense of self-importance. The result? I started to think about throwing my own life away. The result? He's weak, just spoiled. Lies crushed by such words are simply disposed of. Something. Was there perhaps a path more suited to me? I've been thinking about nothing but that. No, Chikao. That's not even the point of whether it's a good path or not. To forget something so important. Something you should be doing. Ah. That's right. Until I got a call from Kuro. I've forgotten everything. Probably, it was always there beside me. But now that I'm an adult, even when it's right next to me, it doesn't register in my sight. I guess I never noticed. It's almost like a second that I can remember this now. Before I forget everything again, I had to pull this trigger. Do what must be done. I don't even know who I should be ashamed of myself in front of. You're amazing. We're talking with Kuro. I clench this Kenju again, and I stare at it. You called me a hero, you know. You could call me that so many times. Many stories describe heroes who save the world and many people's hearts as courageous individuals. That's the truth. Then, so be it. You're the real hero. Muttering, he closed his eyes. Just a little bit of your courage. Please, lend it to me. A Kenju pressed against my temple. This time for sure. Before I forget everything, I should pull this trigger. This time, I'll walk the path I meant to take. Shaking. No good. The tears won't stop. Please. Onegai! I don't want to be disappointed in myself anymore. Please. Just the trigger. An hour. 2 hours. The muzzle pressed against myself. Only time passed. Dameda. Even as I grow older, important memories fade and stretch thin within me. I can't pull the trigger. Yeah. I bite down on my teeth. Ah! I went wild. What am I even? I broke everything in the room, screaming as if trying to cover something up. Someone. Anyone. I can't even ask someone else to do it for me. There's something I can't even wish for. Now that I'm so alone. A hero. He screamed. Where did all the heroes go? The hero, who can save your own story, is none other than yourself. You guys better remember that. Be the change you want to be. The courage to overcome this. Searching for within, begging and crying out, crashing around like a spoiled child. The trigger was pulled. I slipped and fell in the ransack room, and the impact caused the shot to be fired. Accidentally. I was pierced by that bullet. This pat was too heavy for me. Give me a sec. Okay, it's the same. Okay. This is your life. This was a pat that only you could resolve. Who would call this pathetic excuse for a hero? So, it's my turn now. I gotta save my own life. With that thought in mind, I knew where to go next. Alright, let's go. Let's go meet my hero. I heard the sound of a densha running on, transcending time, in the distant Yoru beyond. Give me a second. Each time we see those dots, I have to retranslate with the OCR. The shot of gunfire woke me up. It's pitch black. Locked away in a dungeon, deemed worthless by the adults. Just stay here quietly and be a good boy. If you do that, your Kasa will come to pick you up someday. That was his kibo. That's why I'm waiting for that day. Forever. Always. In the pitch black darkness of that Yoru, I felt like I was having a warui no yume. What kind of yume was it? Oh, give me a second. Gotta do this again. Who was I anyway? I can't remember it at all. Hey, oi. Ohio? The voice that suddenly called out to me sounded familiar. A boy who comes here almost every night to check on us. He swore he would definitely save us from here someday. I think... Oh, wait. I think that was his name. Taiga. Kanade Taiga. It's Kanade Taiga. Wait, is it really? Wait. Yeah, it is. Give me a second. Ah, that's right. We finally met. That voice. Those words keep going on. For some reason, it felt like my heart temperature plummeted all at once. Give me a second. Who I was. I remember it. The Yorano.
どうして僕はこんなところにいるんだ
I was supposed to become the Yorano. Hated by people in Mashiro's place. So I said. Over and over. I should have been plucked away, one life after another, for each of the countless worlds split off from the branches and leaves, to save those girls I long to rescue. That's the Batsu I imposed on myself. There was a Yume that could only be fulfilled if things were different. But still, doshite? Ah, finally, I got up to you. Wait, what the fuck? Why did it say Toya's name? Oh yeah, it's messing up. I finally caught up to you. To me. No, to our Maho. Did it reach you? Wait, why is it saying Toya? I think it's hallucinating. Kanade Taiga smiled from behind the bars. But there was a hint of exhaustion in his expression. The road to getting here was so long, but it also felt like just a moment. I think I sacrificed so many things along the way. I disappointed myself, too, so many times, but... Kanade Taiga reached out a hand through the bars. Huh. It really has been a long journey, but I finally caught up to you. So now I can believe that everything wasn't in vain. It's the same scene as that time. I remember. Protecting the commands of my Okasa and other adults, killing my heart as I read it in the darkness back then. Those were the hands that Kanade Taiga offered to me, saying, let's run away from here together. I was just like I was back then, taking the hand that was offered to me, just as I had before. Give me a sec. Who am I exactly? Even now I can't shake off those feelings. You're amazing, he said with a sigh. I could never use that kind of maho. I didn't have the Yuki to pull the trigger. Wait, what? Which kind of Taiga and the what is it? The boy who's isn't it the boy who's in? A little confused. So isn't it the boy who's in the dungeon? The nameless boy who's the nameless boy, and the Kanade Taiga that shot himself was the Taiga. Was the nameless boy who became Kanade Taiga, but he did Harry's route, but instead of shooting himself, he spent some time not shooting himself because he got scared. And then the whole Kuro thing, and then he decides to shoot himself. And I thought this Kanade Taiga is the Kanade Taiga that meets the real Kanade Taiga. You know what, I'm confused. So wait, so huh? That's strange. All right, let's go. His words were like a trigger. I came to save you. No, that's not it. Let's get out of here now. So much time and memory flowed from my head as I held with him. With the hand I held with him. All the memories of you seeking me out. Walking this path to get here. They all fled into this empty heart in an instant. Ah, Inochi. The sound of a distant densha whistle echoed in the heart of that far-off Yoru. I had a tiny dream. Are you guys still understanding what's going on? I have a general idea, but like the specifics are now lost to me because of the whole fucking. Anyway, the sound of a densha passing by. Actively fired at the target. Wait, no, wait, that's it all. This reads longer. Okay, there you go. Shot into the kako by a Mahono Dangan, fired at random. I, Kaneda Taiga, my heart returning to the body of my younger self, set out for that place. Yume no Netoko.
なるほど。
At least it's Himokai Asai-san. Give me a second. After hearing my story, Himokai Asai-san nodded, as if mimicking the girl's desire. A Maho no Kenju. It's the Yume no Netoko that came here, barring that power. I don't think the sentence is going well so well. Oh, okay. It was the Yume no Netoko. I came seeking that power. Just before the Yoru no O was defeated by them. It was around the same time the boy came with Kuro when he was little.
そっか。私たちが今まで君たち人類の未来を救うためとそう信じ、なんとか打倒しなければと考えていた夜の王は、そういう風にして生まれたのか。
The Yoru no Mahazukai believed me without much doubt, accepting everything we said so easily.
奏でタイガーだったかな。君の言うことは信じるよ。まあ確かにこうもすっぱり信じてしまえるだけの理由はないけど、同じように疑う理由もないからね。
So, this is the real Kaneda Taiga now, talking to Asai-san? That's why I believe. The Mahazukai said.
私は君とこうして会うのは初めてだ。でも君はもう私とは何度となく会っている。
Yeah, that's right. That's how it was. How it is. I came here to imitate that boy's life at first. Yeah, this is the Kaneda Taiga who's friends with who's Mashiro's lover, not the nameless boy Kaneda Taiga. Jesus Christ, it's getting worse. Wait a second. But this time, I'm here to face my own story.
なるほどなるほど。するとつまり
Shimori. The Mahazukai looked around.
今私の目には見えていないだけで君のそばにいるのかな。
Huh?
真っ白だよ。君の言うあの子が助けたいと願った夜の女王。君にしか見えない半透明だ。二人で一緒にもう一度ここに戻ってきたのかな。
No. Shaking his head, he says, Mashiro, I left her in the Yoru no Kuni, in the Mirai no Sekai.
置いてきた。どうして？
That's because it came at a cost. Okay, so that's the price he paid. Okay, I get it. Okay. Mashiro and my chances of being able to support each other happily were originally impossible. It was a possibility that wouldn't have come into existence if he hadn't wished for it. We're talking about the nameless boy, kind of the taiga. You know what? Let's just call him nameless boy, nameless Nanashi, because it's so fucking hard. There's the okay. So when I refer to Kanade Taiga, I'm referring to the OG Kanade Taiga, and the Kanade Taiga that we follow is now fucking nameless. I don't know, man. This is getting worse by the second. Okay, I'm gonna call the nameless boy Nanashi, which is without a name or nameless. Giving up that impossible thing on my own.
夜の国なんて得意なものがあるからいけないの。
Mashiro had said,
本来ここはとある少女が愛しい人に会いに行くために作ったもので、だけどその思いにたくさんの人たちの意図が絡みつき、少女自身も心を壊し肥大してしまった場所だ。
you know what? There's something I'm curious about. Like, what happened to Azusa? Like, we know that Azusa basically you know what, I really don't know what happened to Azusa, man. So I don't understand what's going on, man. Mashiro had said,
今日から私たちは敵同士ね。
yeah. Oh wait, Azusa is still in the future. I guess they didn't forget about her, because I was like, what happened to Azusa? That's the battle between that kid who said those words and disappeared and me.
だから私はここを、この世界を生きる人たちの思いや記憶や時間、そういった目には見えないものを保存する場所に作り変えるよ。
Okay, I guess that makes sense. That's why she had to stay, because she has to take care of Azusa. Meanwhile, the OG Karere Taiga is trying to deal with Nanashi now.
そうして新しく生まれ変わったこの場所から、私はあなたたち人間の描く人生を、恋するための物語だけではない、いっぱいの物語を、人生を応援していきたい。
You mean the Jinsei no Toshokan, the Library of Lives? I'm making that shit up. Wait, Toshokan no Kyoku no Toshokan, the Library of Memories. We let go of the hands we just held. Once again, our paths diverge. I mean, they had a full life together, so at this point, you know, they can just trust each other, you know. I mean, the only price he had to pay was like, I have to go back, and he could probably figure out a way to meet her again, you know. I don't know, man. The farewell that served as payment allowing me to buy a ticketto and board the densha that traveled back in the past, back in the Kako. If you want something, you have to pay an equivalent price for it. Thanks for reminding us. The rule in Deoru.
そうか。その男の子を助けるために大切な人と別れることにしたのか。君たちは。
By the way, you could just call it, instead of the law, the Yoru, just call it the law equivalent exchange. You read it or watched it at least, right? You know what I'm talking about? After all that,
拳銃の魔法を君は使えなかった。
Oh, fucking hell. This is another mindfuckery that's happening. Okay, I understand what's happening now. Holy shit. Okay. So the person that Kuro was talking to all this time is the OG Kanade Taiga who went back to the past. But for some reason, he had to go through Haru's route, and he couldn't shoot himself. Oh my god, there's a lot of, because remember he just said that he started simulating the exact same stuff that Nanashi did. Okay, so I fucking hate this story for being so convoluted. Kidding. It's getting so convoluted, man. Give me a second. I need to pause. I need to write down my thoughts about the whole thing. Like, what? Okay. That I'm back. Okay, that it explains a lot why how Kuro is acting towards to the listener of the story, because the listener of the story is the actual Kanade Taiga who at some point started simulating. I guess, yeah. I mean, they mentioned earlier that they were tracing Nanashi's path, so they could also obtain the currency, or so they could pay the price to do what they can to help save Nanashi. Okay. I get it now. Fucking hell, man. There's a lot of bullshit going on. That's right. And now, I've been pierced by the Maho at that Kenju, and returned here once more. But it wasn't Yuki that pulled the trigger. It was a product of chance. That's right. Nothing more, nothing less. Wait a second. There's something confusing. Remember that Taiga went back to the past, right? The real Taiga, and he's simulating Nanashi's life. And for him to create that Maho with to make the Kenju no Maho with Kuro, that would have been Kuro would have been so fine. But how would he replace how would he replace Nanashi in that situation? Because Kuro was always with Nanashi ever since in the beginning in the dungeon. What the fuck? Maybe I'm overthinking this now. Anyway, let's continue for now. That's right. Nothing more, nothing less. Onegai. I bow my head. Please, lend me your strength to bring that child back. The Mahoutsukai nods, but
どうしてなのかな
she tilted her head.
どうして私に頼るのかな
I'm just a Mahoutsukai, Asaya-san said.
君と一緒にいたという半透明の女王に叶えられなかったことをたかだか一回の魔法使いになせるとは思えないんだけれどね。
I mean, she's right about that. So what does Asai-san provide that Mashiro couldn't, considering how powerful Mashiro is supposed to be?
しかも私はさ、ただ自分で魔法使いを名乗っているだけの痛いやつだ。私たち夜の生き物は誰一人本当の魔法を使えない。本物はいつもいつだって君ら人間の中にだけあるものだ。
I just realized I understated how powerful Mashiro is. We're talking about literally Asai-san's creator. So why did we go back here?
それなのにどうして私を頼るのかな。具体的に誰かとは思いつけないけれど、それでもこんな私なんかより今の君らの助けになってくれるものは別にいそうなものだけれど。
それは There's definitely no absolute reason why I had to come crying to you guys. It's because you don't have something that's absolutely necessary to get that boy back, whether it's Maho, a good plan, or some kind of special dogu. Demo. If there's a reason why I want you guys to be the one helping me rescue that boy, it's because that boy's hatred of himself was just too intense. It's not the Tokubetsu Sainu you were born with, but Maho painted with a deep sorrow that cuts to the core. It's just too overwhelmingly intense. Okay, I get it. So his loved ones, basically. Okay, I get it. He needs his loved ones. We couldn't do it alone. I couldn't do it alone. We weren't able. I wasn't able to even. I wasn't even able to pull the trigger once. That's why I'm deliberately doing this. I figured I'd ask these guys for help, even though they were the ones the kid had trusted and liked. Actually, I was in a situation where you guys were the only ones I could rely on, where I've been cornered into such a pathetic state. But even more than that. This world must have a feeling that can't be overcome by innate abilities. I want to believe that. I want to believe that people are drawn to something they can't see, calling it Kiseki or Maho. That's why I want to rely on you all. Wait, this feels longer than it should have. Okay, it really has got it. I know it deep down. The power of feeling, surpassing talent. Something like that wouldn't just happen easily. The usual bond of friendship or whatever. The usual bond of friendship or whatever. What the fuck? I don't want to say something so trivial, and I can't exactly rely on him as support. The way you can casually say things like that. It's like your thought process is a flower garden, making my stomach churn. It makes the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. But this is a world of Yoru. More than any sign you were born with. I wish the feeling born from sorrow, Kanashimi, would be a light illuminating the depths of darkness, darker than night. That child's light, seen through the yoru. He cherished you all so much. He spent that time spending laughing together was incredibly precious. Just watching was enough for me to feel how he felt. Well, just watching was enough for me to feel how you felt. That's why I want to borrow your power. If there are people who care for that boy that more than I do, they'll definitely be able to save him better and more reliably. The mouse guy tilted her head as if in understanding, nodding to me who kept saying that over and over.
そうだね。わかるよ。君の言いたいことはなんとなく。ここは思いこそが力となる夜の国だ。そういうことなら私たちが協力することも、君がそうしたいのだということも、まあわからないでもないけれど。
But you see, the mouse guy added with a flourish.
私たちにその子をどうこう思う心はない。
The mouse guy stated clearly. After all, that's how it is, right? Think about it.
今の私たちはその子を知らないどころか、まだ出会ってさえいないのに。
I mean, that is true. This is literally a hoot moment, you know? Like, who is this guy? それは
今の私たちにはその子がどこの誰なのか全くわからないのに。
far from it.
私たちとその子とが出会う瞬間をこうして君が今まさに書き換えてしまっているのに。君の話が真実であるなら、今ここに来るべきだったのはその男の子なんだろ。相棒の黒猫と一緒に。まあ、今はもうすでに夜の王となってしまっているのならそうはならないのかもしれないけれど、だから君がここにこうしていられるのかもしれないけれど。
Time and space are complicated. The Yoru no Mahatsukai shrugged. Wait, there's one thing that's confusing me. The reason why I said that I thought about the common routes as Nanashi is the one who, it's Nanashi who's acting as candidate Taiga, is because in Haru's route we have that one scene where he and Kuro did confirm that the taiga who was the cute taiga is Nanashi, right? So the reason I bring this up, there was this confusing line. Okay, I don't know how to bring that up. Okay, there you go. It showed it up. The Yoru no Mahakai. Okay, the line after that. Well, yeah, if he has already become the Yoru no O, maybe it wouldn't have happened that way. That might be why you're here now. If that's true, then shouldn't the boy should be here right now with his partner, the Kuroneko? Yeah, that's the thing that's confusing me, because I don't know how this works. My current understanding was, okay, maybe it's possible, because my previous understanding was Nanashi becoming the Yorono is like his final path rather than his final path. Therefore, even his past selves in the Kako in the past, he would still be Nanashi, right? It's not like the situation where, or maybe it is the situation with Mashiro. Because remember how Mashiro became the Yorono Jo'o, and because of her becoming Yorono Jo'o, she is an Akamu, regardless of every era. But she shows up always as the moon or whatever, like her original form, her form as a white-looking individual. You know what I mean? Not like literally the race. I mean, she never shows up as that anymore, because in all times, in all eras, space and time, she will always be the full moon that scares people, right? So, if that is the case, then that means that Taiga, regardless of time and space, should be a fucking whale, right? But then in the common route, what? I'm getting confused. Anyway, let's continue for now. I couldn't say anything. It's definitely complicated. What the fuck? That's really what I feel right now. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? There are those cliche stories, though. Give me a sec. It's not just that, but the threads are tangled up in such a complicated and mischievous way. Is this the writer saying, you know what, fuck it, I want you guys to understand that I'm also kind of messed up about the whole thing. So just don't think about it. Mashiro said it was all because of the time-space anomaly called the Yoro no Kuni, which had been carelessly created. So I had to unravel the tangled threads one by one. That's why I tried to follow that boy's life, but the plan failed due to the unforeseen factor, my own lack of courage. Now I'm reduced to begging the Yoro no sky.
ともあれだ。まだ出会ってもいない子に対して私たちに思いも何もあるわけがない。
I mean, she's right. Unless the only people that Taiga could ask help from are the versions of themselves that met Nanashi, you know. Huh?
そんな意地の悪いことは言わないよ。いやまあ実際口に出してしまってはいたけれど、ちょっとじゃれてみただけだ。ごめんな。
Asai-san, no, please. I mean, you made a logical point, but at the same time, it's like, The Maho's guy gives her a smile and says,
わかった。協力する。
Okay, I like Asai-san. I like her. I really like her. Honto?
だけど実際、私たちに何ができるのかはこれからの話だ。じっくり考えてみないことにはわからないけど。
man to plug my phone. Holy shit, the story, man.
でも話を聞いてるとすごいな。不謹慎だって分かってるけどドキドキもするんだ。
What did she mean by this?
ほら、時をいくつも改変したり飛び越えたりして大切な人を取り戻そうとするのは物語の中ではよく聞く部類ではあるけれど。
That's precisely why the Mahotsukai said with a mischievous grin.
だからこそ自分のことを魔法使いだなんて呼んでるものからするとさ、がぜんやる気のようなものが湧いてくるんだよ。必ずだ。必ずそのお話を成し遂げてみせようってね。
Shoroi. That's all she needed. Just call her a Mahotsukai, man. She's a fucking chuny, man. I like that. That's why I'll cooperate. The Mahotsukai repeated, smiling. Toya just standing there. She's like, what the fuck? A face peeked out from the entrance, connecting Okuma and the shop. Glancing this way. What is Okuma? You know what? Never mind. The ones who flinched and ran away, where the flutter was probably the Mahotsukai's Imoto. The Mahotsukai looked so flustered. I couldn't help but chuckle a little.
なあ、奏でたいが、その男の子はきっと可愛い子なんだろうな。
Oh yeah, she's The Mahotsukai said quietly. Yes. I nodded in reply. She's so cute. She's such a kind girl. Oh wait, we're talking about Tiger here. I mean Nanashi. He's so cute, and he's such a kind boy, and he's incredibly brave, more than I could ever be.
そうか。
Nodding deeply. Me too, Asai-san says.
今の私も早くその子に会ってみたいな。
Okay, that is. What? I can't do that. I can no longer use the. I can no longer use the backlog anymore. There's no turning back. And I want to put my all into it, so that everyone who gathers here from now on can enjoy warm meals together.
その子には好きなものいっぱい食べさせて、いっぱい甘やかしてやりたい。なんだかそんな気がするよ。
Even just one person, someone.
自分をそういう風に扱ってくれる人が誰の人生にでも必ず一人はいるべきなんだよ、きっと。厳しいことを言いたがる人は自分自身を含め放っておいてもいくらでもいるからね。
The Mahotsukai said. Asai-san offered a smile that seemed somehow complicated. Jesus Christ, the story, man. This is so tangled.
君たちに一つお願いしたいことがあるんだ。一緒に夜の王を救ってほしい。
Imokai Asai-san, Asai, said that as she looked around the dining table, familiar faces of young boys and girls. Give me a second, we need to translate that weird line. Alright, just like last time, each of them carried insurmountable burdens in their lives, relying on Maho, wishing for a kiseki, and visiting the Yoru. Asai-san, you should have been the Yoru no Mahotsukai. I beg of you to fight alongside me against the Yoru no to fulfill their wishes. This should be recorded as Yoru, a time for that sort of thing. However, now the story branches out into the new times and spaces for the lives gathered here. The Mahotsukai, having encountered a singularity that was me, made a plea to the children gathered before her. Would they lend their power to save the Yoru no Mahotsukai? To do that, I showed them a way to find the source of their akumu, the kuroyami within each child's heart that would make them become the yoru no mouths. What's the translation? Wait. Okay, there you go. And so I showed them her one way to do it. That boy had become the yoru no mouths, yoru no o. She needed to find the location of that akumu in the akumu in his heart. This is getting weird.
夜を通じてその悪夢と戦い、男の子の心の中から切り取ってしまうんだ。そのようにして原因を削除することが叶うのなら、未来の結果もまた変わるのかもしれない。
The gathered children were clearly bewildered. Still exchanging bewildered glances with the companions I didn't even know by name yet. Yo, it's your little mom and dad. It's your little mom and dad, by the way. It's not surprising. They should be busy with their own problems. I wanted a little light in my life, so I wish for Kibble and believe the words that they said they give me what I desired if I helped defeat the Yoru no O. That's why I should be here, gathered together like this. They should be gathered here like this. The problem is, before even discussing whether to help a stranger or not, if I were in their shoes, I'd probably complain a little like a kid and casually ruffle the atmosphere. No one should ever complain about them doing that, because you could just as easily rephrase it to say that they were deceived and brought here. But Ase-san facing those children.
すべて話して聞かせた通りだ。
Saying it as if to emphasize that point.
今、君らが友人となるはずだった子が深い夜の底に閉じ込められてる。いや、違うな。今どころかずっとだ。ずっと長い間、永遠にも等しいだろう繰り返しの時間の中でたった一人苦しみ続けてる。多分その友達を助けられるのは私たちだけ。いや、君たちだけなんだ。君たちがこの話を信じるか否かは任せるよ。協力だってもちろん強制はしないし、できようはずもない。まあ、その割には善意を期待するような物言いばかりしているけれどね。君らの人生は、君らの時間は、すべて君らだけのものだ。他の誰かのために使うべきものじゃない。1秒だって。ただでさえ君らの時間は短いからね。それにほら、君らからまだ自己紹介だって受けていないのに、全員の名前も知っていたのは言わずもがな、この子だ。この奏大河から教えてもらったからだ。多分、正解だろ？
You can tell just by looking at their face, Ase-san says.
たったこれだけのことで、この話の信憑性とすることは難しいだろうけれど、どうかな？協力してもらえるかな？うだうだと上なことを言ったけど、ちゃんと約束は守るよ。夜の王を倒すのではなく、救い出せれば、君らの求める魔法を渡す。そのための許可を出せるようにと、私も頑張ろうと思うよ。
Give me a second. I hate when I see these dots. I'll do my best to be able to give that permission for that reason too. Okay. They absorbed the Mahot Sky's long-winded words and looked at each other again. I also have a request. I bowed my head. I can't just sit here and listen. I won't let you take on everything alone. That's impossible too. Please. Let us all your strength. Okay, give me a second. I told everyone everything, without holding back or lying. I want you to help me rescue the Yoru no O for the deaths of the Yoru. I thought I was doing my best to be sincere. I'll tell everything that's happened so far without holding anything back, but maybe doing that would be so counterproductive. Harutu, Shiwatu, Hiyori, everyone just falls silent. They look at each other without a word. Amidst the growing air of confusion, Asai-san proposed the following to retrieve the boy.
男の子が自分自身を夜の王とするまでの道のりを阻止しよう。夜を通してなら可能なはずだ。
The Yoru no Kuni was originally created for a single girl to journey to the Kako.
この町に生まれた時間世界のすべてを、その空間そのものを記憶媒体として保存する記憶の図書館、あるいは時間の墓場、それが夜という場所らしい。
Wait. Born in a future far, far beyond this one. Since the Yoru no Kuni, existing as a silent neighbor in any era, has served as the entrance and exit to the world, allowing for interference.
それは一つの時間世界を軸とした過去や未来だけでなく、あまたある可能性の時間世界の過去や未来へも行き来できる。まるで平行世界や異世界を行き来するように。と、私は奏大河の話を聞いた中で感じたんだ。
Himai Asai-san, Asai says, "So it's just my feeling or intuition," she adds.
私もただここで長く暮らしているというだけでその全てを知っているわけじゃない。むしろ知らないことの方が多いだろうと思う。君ら人間が住処とするこの星のことをまだまだ全て知らないみたいに。だけどもし私の予感が正しくて。
Wait, what the fuck? What are my hunches right? I don't know what happened, why there was that mistranslation, but okay. Okay, I need to repeat this. If doing so would result into a reasonable payment, then.
もしこれまでの私たちとは違う。新しい私たちが夜の王を倒すのではなく救い出せたなら。
Could the new time and world be born in this town from there? Could pure, undetermined future time be born? Could it be that within that blank space of time, we can envision the Mirai beyond our wildest dreams, one where everyone can finally paint their own happiness? Those many what-ifs were the kibo Asai-san showed.
繰り返すようだけど、これはあくまで私のできるかもしれないという希望でしかないんだ。夜の性質を利用し、まるで自身を罰するようにして夜の王となった男の子のその話を今夜奏大河から教えてもらって、もしかしたらと思ったことでしかない。夜の魔法使いを名乗るくせに 夜について多くを知らない。ただの猫が想像し得るものでしかないんだ。
Believing in such an uncertain possibility, then trying to do something to the Yoru.
その結果、また新しく複雑に混沌と時間の糸を絡ませてしまう結果にならないとも言い切れない。
Ending up in a situation even more unimaginable, manageable than this, digging your own grave, so to speak, is also undeniable. Even so, Asahi-san says,
まるで安っぽい言葉で申し訳はないけれど、それでもやってみるだけの価値はあるんじゃないかと私は感じる。何もせず下手に考えてばかりいるよりずっとマシだって。
I just want to help that boy so badly. Himai Asahi-san said that, straightening her back. But still, whatever you do from now on... Wait, give me a second. Still dots again. No matter what you do from now on, if it involves meddling with the Yoru, then a corresponding payment will be required. You'll have to jump through countless times and spaces, interfering with everything in your path. You have to be prepared to lose something substantial if you're going to get away with doing something that's practically maho.
改めて君らに問いたい。
Himai Asahi says,
そうまでして今はまだ全く他人でしかない男の子を救いたい。そんな風に思うお人よしだけ明日の夜改めて夢の寝床に来てほしい。
With those words, that day's night assembly came to a close. Full moon soiree in the previous translation we were using. The next evening, I was in the back room of the Yume and Nedoko. Will the girls gather? Will they lend me their strength? Clutching those anxiety in both hands, I waited for the girls alone in this room. I was prepared for that much. But he didn't even give me a moment to feel insecure about it. He?
No.
Oh, okay. It's...
奏タイガーだったっけ？俺たち親友になれるんだよな。これからさ、俺たちそういう時間を一度は辿ったことがあるんだよな。
Yo, you're a literal dad, by the way. The hero you were looking for. It was a boy, not a girl, who smiled at me from across the table. Of course, it's your dad. It's your dad. Come on. Bros before A.
なんか変な言い方になっちゃったけど、つまりはそういうことなんだよな。俺たちは親友になる。なるかもしれない。
Yeah, that's right. There was definitely a time when we were in that kind of relationship.
そっか。わかった。だったらさ、他の子たちや姉ちゃんがどう思ってるかは知らないけど、俺はいいよ。力になる。
What a bro. I mean, what a dad. Huh?
何意外そうな顔してるんだよ。当然だろ？
The boy grinned widely, laughing.
親友のピンチを助けてもやれないなんて、見て見ぬふりを決め込もうだなんて、そんなことを歌ってる歌はどこにもないし、そんな歌歌いたくもないし、聞きたくもねえよ。
So he was all, leave it to me. You're Shinyu for now. And puffing out his chest, but...
まあ、ごめんな。偉そうなことを言っておいてなんだけど、何の取り柄もない俺なんかにできることがあるのかどうか、わからないけどね。
The boy gave a small apologetic laugh. Toa Tomohito. Ah. Wait, give me a second. Not this again. I knew it. I knew you'd say that for sure. Arigato. Wait. Arigato, Oto-san. Ah, there you go. Trying not to let my trembling lips betray me, I nodded. I think I'm gonna call it in for tonight. We started really poorly because I was trying to figure out our new workflow. Because thanks to because of that one single sprite, man. That one single sprite where they bring up Nanashi. Like when they bring up Nanashi, man, it's like he only shows up in one fucking scene. Not even like the one entire scene. It's just like one to 3 lines or 4, and then it fucked up the entire run of the older translation that we were using. Oh man, you're my father and all. Anyway, we're gonna continue tomorrow. I'll try to start early. In fact, I might start recording in the morning, then I'll do some work and then I'll record, and I'll be on vacation. Holy shit. Anyway, I hope you guys are watching. I don't know if you guys enjoyed, but like I do apologize in the beginning. It's really shitty because I'm really trying to figure out the workflow, but now I think I got a hang of it, considering we just kept going and going and going. We haven't even reached the first 18 net. The grand route. This is really long. We'll figure this out. Anyway, I'll see you guys, and ciao.
奇跡じゃなく明日へ踏み出す背中をそっと押す昨日から届く贈り物だよ春風吹くこの場所で新しい舞台の上重ねた手と手をもう二度と離さずに二人で今歩き出そう終わらない物語を